broadcasting from Ventas, Kuwait. This is the Me and Larry reality video show, LTL editorial news for January 11th, 2010. And let me just, if I was Sherlock Holmes, and let me straighten out this headline. If I was Sherlock Holmes, of course, President Obama wants to know about connecting the dots. Okay, you had the right idea of connecting the dots to Yemen, but you think they was like they have an Al-Qaeda group. Really? If they did, it would have been happening a long time back. Even before the boat that bombed the battleship, the USS Battleship, back then. Really, what Yemen is good for is your activists, fundamentalists. They're not extremists. Why I say that? Easy. Anybody who had a problem and they target the Muslim community, and I want the Muslim community to hear this, and when their faith is wavered and their religion is shaky, they're upset at a situation. It's just like anywhere else. If you are a Catholic, you're angry at a situation of while the young boys are getting away with things, and of course you take it to the priest, cardinal, and they become pedophiles. They carry that emotion around, and then they have to have really the higher up to trigger it. And that's what I would say about false teaching. Work with me on this, because here's what it is. Your activists, your fundamentalists, they can read from the Quran and then they carry their issue onto somebody who is naive. Somebody like Umar Faraq Abdul Muttalib, also Major Hassan. You had activists, even those like Osama bin Laden. He's not an extremist. He's really an activist who trigger and help finance the cause of those who in need to stir up the action in them. That young man was a pawn in the game, because it's all about revenge. And he was curious about Taliban in UK. Yeah, Yemen said UK had a cause of it, an Al-Qaeda group. Really, it was just an idea that was planted. I mean, idea in his head. He was curious about it. Nobody couldn't help him out. Of course, he had to go somewhere to give the idea. They helped motivate the idea to trigger it for him to plant the motivation of idea into action. Major Hassan, the same thing. The idea into action. Yemen is terrorists, but for what? For the idea that is planted in the head. The idea, the thoughts, the pattern. And when the thoughts pattern comes to the some of the religion, especially the Muslim, they triggered it and changed the idea into a plan of action. Even from that doctor, because after he told the CIA, and I'm talking about Haman al-Bakari, his faith was shaky. His religion was shaky. Who he could turn to? Of course, He had that idea. Somebody turned him on. He could have went to Yemen. And so all that could have turned him on. These guys are motivators. They could turn on an idea into an action. I mean, do you start investigating them? No, what you do is you cut down their website. That's one thing. And the other thing is you might have to blockade Yemen from having others to come in to learn. You know that movie Traitor with Don Cheadle had an important issue and addressed it into a plan of action. And so that's what it is. If we looked at that movie, you would have had an idea, President Obama. If you want to look at some movies. See, that's why I can become a Sherlock Holmes of this time. I can pick up on ideas and learn to say, hey, this is the idea, and that's why the idea turned to a plan of action. This is LTL. I'll be right back with another story for you to think on.